Hello everyone, this is Dean Lomas from DC Lomas Limited. You know, Naheem from Cat Diagnostics and everyone else. All data in the corner, Scarlett's recording, Aiden's there. So, a bit quiet on the seats at the moment, so if anyone wants a 2-minute rest and let your teammates pack up, that's okay. I don't mind if you come and watch, don't feel like you're forced into it. I can see Launch over there, one of them's trying to wave at me, you know, he's over there. So, right, anyway, an insight into me and how I've become successful. First of all, you've got to change the way you think. You've got to change the way that you do your normal life. You've got to get up early, you've got to drink lots of water, you've got to change the way you see things. And so, first of all, is finding myself and believing in me. I had a bit of a challenging upbringing, which was a colourful time of my life. It taught me that whatever you needed in your life, you've got to get up and fight for it. So, what I did, I went through a pretty tough time in the early 2000s, and I needed to get out of that. So, what I did is I started building drag racing beetles. But that all stems from when I was 15-year-old. So when I was 15-year-old, I was sat there and I said to my mum, I want something to do, I'm really bored. She said, there's a VW Beetle engine in the garage, go and build it. So that was my first ever engine I built at 15-year-old. So, I'd go on from there. I decided to turn my life around because it all went a bit upside down. I'd gone from the apprenticeship, I'd gone into trucks in every plant, and I wanted something new. I needed to chase something. So I chased a quarter mile. And I chased a quarter mile for about 2 years. And that's an 800 kilo, 491 pound foot of torque drag racing Beetle, which was a great challenge to be had when you didn't have much else in your life. You know, I had my children and things like that, but when you haven't got yourself, you need something to do, you find something like that. So I ended up selling my VW Beetle, which Scarlett called Smeetle, and I got an old tatty van, and I cut the roof on, and I built the camper van. And that was the start of DC Lomas. You know, me and Scarlett used to travel up and down to Newquay in that van, and we used to go and enjoy our time together. But I knew there was more in me with business. I knew there was more in me because I wanted to provide a better service to my customers. And my customers at the time were my friends who had cars who wanted clutches and cam belts doing on weekends. So what I had to do is I sold that van for £16,000 and I put that money in the bank because I knew that was going to feed me for the next year. And I bought this LT35. Absolute beauty. It cost me 750 quid, the camshaft was in 3 pieces. And I built the engine over 3 evenings. And I started my business on the 1st of September 2011. It was £16,000 in the bank. And as you can see on that old transit van there, I just done an engine swap on someone's driveway. And I found out at that stage I couldn't say no to any job. I couldn't say no to the old day down the road who wanted a service. I couldn't say no to the big company who got a load of fleet of trucks who wanted inspections because I didn't know what I was chasing, but I was chasing something. I was chasing a future. I was chasing money. I was chasing a security for my family. So as I say, went on from there. And while I was growing my business in my van, I decided to build a house. You know, because if life isn't busy enough when you're trying to grow a business. So going on from getting all my customers, buying all the tools, putting all my money back into the business as I was going week by week, is managed to scrape enough energy to build our dream forever home. You know, I've been very lucky. You know, we finished it in 2018 and we've loved every moment in there. Whilst the house was being built and whilst the business was growing, this unit came across. So what happened is I got in touch with my Snap-on rep, and on the visiting to view the building, I knew that I was going to do MOTs. So the garage rep, Mike Bell, came along from Snap-on and measured up the garage out of hours to see if he could put an MOT bay in there. Absolutely incredible. You can't fault Mike. What an amazing guy and what he did for me, because he made sure that I could earn that money. The first day I opened, I was ready with a ramp going in there, you know. So why was I doing all this? I thought I was doing it all for my family. I was working too much. I had no friends left because I didn't have time for them. I was building a house. I had to make money, and my life spiraled and spiraled and spiraled, and I didn't know what I was chasing, and I'm still chasing because I've got a slight addictive personality, and I didn't know where I was going. So business which is expanding beyond all my own conception, building a house, trying to spend time with my family, trying to spend time with my friend, and I just couldn't do it anymore, and that was it. That's what my life was like. I'd sleep for a quarter of a day. I'd work for, I don't know, I'd say 65% of the time. My family had had a small grumpy part of me, and meantime I didn't want to spend time with myself. So that's when I had to sit down and reflect of where I wanted to be again. You know, yesterday's talk was completely different. Yesterday's talk was the success in my business, how I started my apprenticeship, and the old guy was stood there on the side. He'd show me one job once only, and I had to remember that job, and I had to remember every single intricate part that he taught me, because he would not show me again. And that's why I'm always trying to bring the apprentices into it. So that's 2019. 2 years after having the building, I'm thinking, what have I done? I can't do this anymore. I changed my life. I learned to respect my surroundings. Work time had to reduce, family time. Family will always be there to support me if I support them. And that's what's so vital about it. Scarlett's come along with me. She didn't have to. She's got loads of her own stuff to do. She's actually not. She doesn't have anything to do at the moment. She just quit her job. But that's okay. You're allowed to quit your job because you're not happy in what you're doing. But she's going back to university in a couple of months, and she's going to go and work with animals. She's becoming a zoologist or something. I tried to pay attention. Here's me preaching about spending time with my family, and I don't even know what she's going to do at university. So this is what I try and do now. As I say, try. I'm not perfect. So the work time is always intense. I get up early and I go to work and I try and earn as much money as possible to grow the business, to bring it to the future. I like my sleep, so I get home and I like half an hour's sleep there, but I'm ready for the evening then, and then I sleep all the way through. I spent years and years and years not sleeping because my work time consumed me. I was in bed, I was lay there, but I didn't sleep. But the thing what I try and do now is a family. And if the family want me around, it makes me respect myself, which gives me time. Every single morning I wake up before anyone else and I go for a walk just so I can be with myself, just so I can understand where I'm going, just so I can take a breath. And when I walk down the road, my phone's put away, it's on silent, and I've got my dog with me, and I always look up to the sky, and I look up and I look at the clouds, and I'm taking a deep breath. Because there's nothing more freeing or invigorating than be able to take a breath in the morning. Because we, as business owners or as working for companies or anything, what we do is we consume ourselves with the work, which then impacts on every single part of our lives. And if we don't consume ourselves with work, we'll find something else to consume ourselves. And this is why we need to give us our own time. So from there, it's my lovely family. So, not that I was really tight with my money and stuff, but over the years, me and Sam have been together for donkey's years. We've got Toby the young one, Kai's 14 now, Scarlett's over here, we've got Georgia on this side, and then me and Sam in the middle. For years and years, Sam's like, I want to go to this castle and get married, it's only 20,000 quid. I'm like, no, I can't do that. She's like, I want this Rolls Royce to take us there. I can't do that. No, I can't do that. We've got to grow the business. We've got to build the house. We've got to do this. That fantastic thing called COVID came along. Shut us down. I spent 10 weeks at home with my family. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm getting paid off the government to be at home. And it gave me some freedom. And then as we're coming out of lockdown, Sam said to me, we can have a wedding for 1,800 quid and 15 people. I said, great stuff. I don't like my family anyway. So we managed to get married for 1,800 quid. You know what? it's not about what you spend, it's about how you spend the time. Because the most valuable thing that anyone will ever have is time. And this is what I've learned. You can have £1 million in the bank, you can have £10 million in the bank, it doesn't matter. Because the most valuable thing you'll ever have is that precious moment. You've got to take respect of it, and if you don't, you'll lose it. And so there's me. This isn't the end, this is just the beginning. This is a short talk because obviously everyone's backing up around. So over the years, I started the apprenticeship in 1996. I went from there, from a Vauxhall dealership to a Chrysler Jeep main dealer. I was 2 years there. When I hit 20, I had a 4-bedroom house with a mortgage. I needed to sort that out. And I went to my boss and said, can I have a pay rise? He went, no. So in 2001, I went on trucks in every plant for 10.5 years. 2011, 10.5 years later, I started up DC Low Mass. I started up in that little old van. But you know what? This is just the beginning now. And I've got to treat today like the first day of my future, because success is out there. And I've got to grab everything. And my new one is I'm starting a YouTube channel. And it's going to be starting next month on my birthday. I'm going to release this new YouTube channel. I'm going to get over 1 million subscribers because I believe it'll happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I believe it's going to happen, and it's going to happen. So, my name's Dean Lomas. I'm going to leave everyone here now because you're all going home. But thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure being here, and I'll catch you all later.